Dorothy Jane Scott was a young woman living a simple life in Stanton, California. She was a devoted single mother. She worked hard to provide for her son. Life wasn't always easy, but Dorothy faced it with a smile. She had dreams, aspirations, and most importantly, a love for her family that kept her going. Little did she know, a dark cloud was gathering over her sunny disposition, threatening to consume her whole. The year was 1980. The world was a different place. Information traveled slower. Secrets lingered longer. It was in this world that Dorothy's life took a sinister turn. The phone calls began, whispers at first, shrouded in static and fear. A man's voice, deep and menacing, invaded her life. He knew things, intimate things about Dorothy's life that sent shivers down her spine. Her blood ran cold. The calls became more frequent, bolder. The stalker's voice grew more possessive, more threatening. Dorothy was living a nightmare. The phone calls escalated from unsettling to downright terrifying. The stalker's voice slithered through the receiver, wrapping itself around Dorothy's sanity. He described her every move, her every outfit. He detailed her daily routine with chilling accuracy. It was as if he were always watching, always there, lurking just out of sight. Dorothy was petrified. She reported the calls to the police, but there was little they could do. Technology was limited. The stalker was a phantom, his voice his only weapon. Fear became Dorothy's constant companion. It gnawed at her peace of mind, leaving her feeling vulnerable and exposed. Friends and family noticed the change in Dorothy. Her once vibrant spirit dimmed, her laughter was replaced with nervous glances over her shoulder. The joy was draining from her life, replaced by an icy dread that clung to her like a shroud. August 28, 1980 began like any other day. Dorothy went to work at an Anaheim medical center. She was a dedicated employee, known for her kindness and compassion, but beneath her cheerful facade, a current of fear ran through her. The calls had continued, each one a hammer blow to her resolve. That evening, Dorothy attended a work meeting at the hospital. Her co-worker, Conrad Bostron, noticed she appeared unwell. Her face was pale, her eyes clouded with worry. He offered to drive her home, but Dorothy declined. She said she would be fine. Those were the last words Conrad ever heard from her. Later that night, Dorothy's car, a white Toyota station wagon, was found abandoned in an alleyway. The engine was still running. The headlights pierced the darkness, casting eerie shadows that danced on the pavement. Inside the car, the passenger window was shattered, shards of glass glinting under the streetlights. Dorothy's purse was on the floor, its contents scattered. Her keys were gone, and Dorothy was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks. Weeks bled into months. The investigation into Dorothy's disappearance stalled. The police followed every lead, every whisper, but the trail remained ice cold. Dorothy had vanished without a trace. Her family clung to hope, praying for her safe return. But as time passed, that hope dwindled with each passing season. The phone calls continued, each one a cruel reminder of their loss. Dorothy's parents, Jacob and Vera, were tortured by the relentless torment. The stalker's voice, a chilling echo of their missing daughter's nightmare, became their own. He taunted them. He claimed to have taken Dorothy. He said she was gone forever. The police were baffled. They traced the calls, but the technology at the time was limited. The stalker always seemed to be one step ahead, his identity shrouded in shadow. His motives remained unclear. Was he a deranged admirer, a scorned lover, or something far more sinister? 4 agonizing years passed. Then, in 1984, a gruesome discovery breathed new life into the cold case. Hikers stumbled upon skeletal remains in a remote canyon in Angeles National Forest. Dental records confirmed the worst. The remains were those of Dorothy Jane Scott. The news sent shockwaves through the community and reignited the investigation. But even in death, Dorothy's case was shrouded in mystery. The cause of death remained undetermined. The passage of time and the elements had taken their toll, erasing any potential clues that might have led to her killer. The phone calls abruptly stopped after the discovery of Dorothy's remains. The stalker, the tormentor, vanished into thin air just as Dorothy had. He was never identified, never caught. The mystery of Dorothy's disappearance, the harassing calls, and her tragic death remained unsolved. A chilling reminder that some secrets are never meant to be revealed. Years later, whispers began to circulate. A chilling thought took root in the minds of those who knew the story of Dorothy Scott. What if it wasn't over? What if the evil that had haunted Dorothy had simply found a new victim? In 1984, the same year Dorothy's remains were found, a woman named Carla Miner moved into an apartment in the same complex where Dorothy had lived. Carla, a young and vibrant woman, was excited about her new beginning. She had no idea of the dark history that clung to the building, a history that was about to repeat itself. Soon, strange things began to happen in Carla's apartment. She heard noises at night, footsteps creaking in the hallway, whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Objects moved, lights flickered, a cold spot settled in the corner of her living room, a palpable chill that sent shivers down her spine. Carla dismissed it as an overactive imagination at first, but as the occurrences grew more frequent, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Then, the phone call started. A man's voice, deep and menacing, just like the one that had tormented Dorothy. He knew things about Carla, personal things that sent a chill down her spine. He described her daily routine, her clothes, her fears. He whispered threats, promising that she would suffer the same fate as Dorothy.